Guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another reading, hanging with my saucy sidekick, Mega Good Vibes, and we are on to do some messages from the Divine Masculines, alright? So I'm going to do this reading off of a channeled message I got. So the message here is that I feel like your Divine Masculines are shocked that you're really not giving them the time of day right now, okay? And this might be necessary on the connection. It might be a period of separation that's necessary for, I feel like, both of you to experience some soul growth here, okay? It could be that you've never had the courage to tell your Divine Masculine, like, listen, like, right now it's over. I need space. I'm wanting to try a new path. I'm wanting to try something new, okay? So some of you might just need a break from, like, communicating with your Divine Masculines in the physical. And I feel like a lot of them are really shocked by this, okay? They could be doing the most to try to get your attention, okay? Now they're kind of stuck spending time with somebody else, maybe having to spend a lot of money, time, energy with someone that, you know, like, they don't really care for. Like, I'm hearing that someone is a rebound, but the person who's the rebound doesn't really care because they're benefiting off of your Divine Masculine's money, their time, their energy, and I feel like a lot of your masculines are, like, I'm getting this, like, disappointed feeling. Like, I keep hearing, like, the words, are you serious? Are you serious? Some of you may not be calling this person back. You may not be returning their calls, their texts. Some of you could have them blocked. I'm not sure, but it's this energy of, like, frustration, I guess. Are you serious? They could be with someone too. It's like the image I'm getting is, like, you know, like, let's say they're on a nice beach vacation or something, and the person that they're with is like, okay, come on, like, let's go get some drinks, and your masculine's like, yeah, you go, get me a beer or whatever. And then as soon as that person leaves, your masculine's on their phone or on their social media trying to get a glimpse of, like, what you're doing or who you're with, okay? So that's just the vibe, like, I'm picking up on here, okay? A lot of your masculines are doing the most, okay, to try to cope with the rejection, but I feel like it's a sign from the universe for the shadow work to come up for them so that they can address like the triggers, right? Like, for a lot of them, they need to address this trigger of rejection coming up by really ideally avoiding these karmic triggers, but they can't seem to stop themselves from reacting in a way that tries to get, like, I'm hearing, like, vengeance or justice, I don't know, but the message here is you take good care of yourself, and it's sexy, okay? So they're very attracted to your boundaries, okay? So some of you may be telling them it's over, it's a no. They're doing the most to try to get your attention, but I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, many of you are sitting back and it's like, ouch. You know, you're kind of watching them having to spend, again, a lot of time, money, and energy with someone or a group of people or in a certain place. And you know intuitively that they really don't care to be there. It's more of just, let me show you how much I don't care. But it's like, by trying to show you how much they don't care, I feel like intuitively, because you're their Divine Feminine, you're just like, it's like watching, like, a car wreck or a train wreck, right? It's like you want to look away, but you can't. So, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Like, your boundaries are really, really sexy right now. Someone could be trying to get your attention, but they're just doing too much, where it's like they're not realizing that it's hurting them in the long run, okay? Maybe eating away at their bank account, again, eating away at their energy, their time. And I feel like it's also really annoying that the person that they're with or the group of people that they may be with are just really there to have a good time using them, okay? A lot of your masculines could be drinking as well, I'm hearing. Okay, we have storm and we have unexpected. I feel like the unexpected caused the storm, and the unexpected is that a lot of you walked away. A lot of you said no. A lot of you said it's over. I need time. I need space. A lot of your masculines are used to just coming in and out of your life, in and out of your life, in and out of your life. And I feel like for a long time, many of the Divine Feminines, you might have allowed that because of the twin flame journey, right? It's your counterpart. And I think that you thought that you were doing the right thing, but I feel like after many lessons, this is a Divine Feminine that has fully learned to surrender and let go. Let's get the feminine's energy, Yeah, we have deception and temptation. This is what you're letting go of. And I feel like your masculines have a habit of coming in this way, okay, with the temptation, but then there's always some kind of deception behind it. And I feel like that's what many of you are starting to see through at this time. And I feel like with the deception card also, like they're deceiving themselves by just, again, doing the most to try to get your attention. I feel like for many of you, it's just downright embarrassing that they have to either spend time, money, or energy with someone that they really don't care for. And many of you know this intuitively, or they've expressed this to you. But this is the way I feel like they're coping. They're coping with your rejection. They really are trying to put up this front. You should stop rocking me. Na, 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 na. I heard that song. Sorry, I saw your ears moving as I started to sing, and I didn't know if I was like low-key annoying you. I'm like so sorry. She's too cute. You're so forgiving. Look at you. You're too forgiving to me. I love you. All right, guys. Let's get some more energy on the Divine Feminine, okay? How do your masculines perceive you? Or, like, how do they see you at this time? Yeah, look at that. Distance, retreat, time out. You've got them at a distance, or you've put them at a distance. You're taking space from them. That's why I was saying in the beginning of the reading, I feel like many of you have told someone, like, it's over, or I just need some time out, some time apart, some time away, and they cannot take it. They can't take it. And the reason they're trying to get your attention rather than leave you alone is because they can't help but feel like those boundaries that you've put in place are really attractive, and it's really, really sexy. What actions do they plan on taking in order to remove themselves from these karmic situations or the karmic triggers? What do the masculines really need to do in terms of shadow work? Rather than trying to get the feminine's attention or trying to run from their shadow side, what's the best course of action for the masculines? So we have the Page of Swords here. Okay, so I feel like the Page of Swords here, ideally for me, it's like thinking things through. Okay, clearly thinking things through, trying not to act without thinking. And I feel like many of them right now, they're acting without thinking. They're acting without putting the bigger picture into perspective, or actually giving you the necessary time and space that you need. Like some of your masculines, they're missing the bigger picture when it comes to like, okay, you know what? Maybe I have been like a dick or an asshole to the point where this person needs this space. It's like, I feel like the Page of Swords is trying to get them to slow down, and that the best course of action for them right now is to really think about why it is you wanted space in the first place, Divine Feminine. So that's what they could be running from, is just sitting down and contemplating, sitting down and thinking. That's why I'm telling you guys, like, they're distracting themselves because they don't want to be in this Page of Swords energy, right? They don't want to think about why it is, you know, you're giving them space, or why it is you need a timeout. So a lot of them could be distracting themselves, going on vacation, running around with lots of karmics, posting on social media like they're having a good time, but ideally they're not having a good time. I feel like they're wearing some kind of armor or some kind of mask, and only the Divine Feminine can recognize this or see this. Okay, so let's get one message about your masculine's true romantic intentions here. Why won't they leave you alone, Divine Feminine? Why won't they leave you alone? Okay, so we have Fidelity. Okay, so I feel like they can't leave you alone, most likely because they know that you are loyal. They fucked it up in some way. They made a huge mistake with someone who I feel like ideally you showed a lot of love, or you were the real deal, and they tried to come back, and that's when you said no, because this is part of taking care of yourself, right? Recognizing this promise here of love and understanding that there's a connection. But just because there's a connection, doesn't mean that you're just gonna stick around for things like deception or stormy weather. Okay, you've created distance because maybe there's been too much of it, to the point where you're like, I need to take care of myself right now. And maybe that's been like part of the puzzle piece that's been missing, is for many of you walking off in a different direction, so that way on your twin flame journey you both can go down a different path. And I feel like sometimes the lesson a lot of the times will lie with the Divine Feminine, because you're the feminine, so you're always in the receiving energy. You're always wanting to hold space for this person and receive them whenever they come in. But I feel like this time around, the universe was like, okay, in order to combat your divine masculine's lower energy, you have to get into your own divine masculine energy and be able to stand up against this person. And I feel like standing up against this person was when they did make their comeback or their return, just like they probably normally always do. A lot of you were like, listen, it's a no for me. And I feel like a lot of them were shocked by this. They're not used to hearing no, right? They're used to snapping their fingers and telling karmic people, like, listen, you jump, and the karmics will be like, how high? So they're used to treating people in any which type of way that they want, and like still having people do whatever it is they want. But you are different, and I feel like that's very attractive. It's very sexy to this person. So that's why even after you tell them no, they're going to continue to watch you even more, okay? Because now they're very, very drawn to why it is you have the courage, or how it is you've manifested saying no to them. And I feel like that's where the reflection part comes in, and they know that you are in fact the divine feminine, because only karmics will ask like how high, right? Only karmics will put up with whatever it is they need to put up with in order to keep your person, because they're not really there for your person. They're there for like a lot of the material gains that come along with that, right? So let's go ahead and end off this reading, and we'll get one more card on the divine masculines on their best course of action. Okay, I'll take this one here because these are too many that fell out. Best course of action, masculines. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords here. Okay, I can't show the card because she's naked in the card here, but I will show the feeling of frustration here. Okay, and it kind of reminds me too of what they should be doing in this card here, which is taking time to think. So it's more Swords energy here that's coming out, which is like they're trying to distract themselves. I feel like what ends up happening here, and what I see in this card, is many of your masculines right now, like whatever they're trying to distract themselves with, after the party's over, they might take a quick bathroom break or tell the group or the crowd or the person, I'll be right back, okay? I'm just gonna go use the bathroom real quick. They're like, please let me stop thinking about the divine feminine. It is driving me insane. And I feel like the universe is saying it's because you can't run from your twin flame. And it's not really running from you per se, divine feminine. It's running away from the painful lessons or feelings or emotions that you tend to trigger in this person, right? But instead of sitting there and maybe dealing with it, they're tempted to run, distract themselves in some way, oh gosh, I hope I didn't flash that for too long. Excuse me, guys. I'm just going to face it down because she really is naked, and she's got, just the position she's in. I know it's not going to be good for YouTube, but the frustration there, the hands over the ears, okay? It is somebody who is naked, they're vulnerable, and they're in pain, but they're not letting anybody else see this, okay? They'll gather themselves, and then they'll go back out there and put on a mask and have another shot, have another drink, keep themselves numb, just so that they can tolerate the people that they are currently around. But I feel like what's in the background here is, with the Fidelity card, this reading is about a divine masculine who, for once in their life, they've heard no from someone that they really, really want. Okay, Fidelity here tells me that you're a divine feminine who you were loyal. Like maybe this divine masculine didn't think it was ever possible for the people that they're with in relationships and things like that to be faithful or to go the distance with them, right? So when they met you, they took all of these things for granted, not knowing it was right there in front of them. And I feel like now they're in a position where everything is coming up here, okay? And they didn't want it to come up. I feel like they did. It's like they faced the divine feminine and the mask fell off right in front of you, and there was nothing they couldn't catch it to slip it back on. It came off, and you saw everything. And I think in most situations, even if the mask falls off and people see who they really are, they're just, again, willing to put up with anything. But because you are their divine feminine, it's like you hold up that mirror, right? Like it's like you present the need for them to go through that period of healing when it comes to you, because you won't operate like the karmics will, divine feminine. You'll always be the one that stands out in terms of like, no, I have standards, I have boundaries. Like, no, you can't do this, or no, I'm not taking part in this. It's wrong. It's and I feel like many of you have had those experiences where you've been dragged into like third-party situations, and it's just part of your twin flame journey. And the lesson is to be like, no, that's out of my comfort zone. That's not within my boundary. The shadow side of that is that we get strung along, or we see our masculines in secret, or, there's always like that third party loop that goes on forever and ever and ever. So I think for this particular divine feminine, you have learned to completely let go. And the outcome here is that we have a divine masculine that, again, is just doing the most now to try to get your attention. But the catch is that you see it and you feel it, and instead of reacting to it, it just kind of feels like, oh gosh, ouch, that must suck to be spending that much time, energy, and money on someone that you really don't care for, you don't care anything about. Okay, and the worst part is that they just consistently have you on their mind the entire time that they're trying to distract themselves. Right? So the guidance is from the universe is to try to not distract themselves, and to try to think a little bit more clearly about the choices that they're making based off of how it is their divine feminine is making them emotionally feel. Okay, some of them want to explode, be impulsive, engage in karmic situations to try to get a reaction out of you or attention from you. But I feel like it's you guys are too many cycles in. You're too many cycles in to be distracted or bothered. Now it just feels like watching a train wreck. All right, guys, so I know it was a bit of a Debbie Downer reading, but I hope it may be helpful or give you guys clarity on what's really going on behind the scenes with your masculines. All right, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. Take it easy, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay, bye guys.